that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
And love and happiness are well worth fighting for. Hello there, welcome to the Flush and Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan Lament. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. We have the Brian.
Fire.
It's a bit wet. It is a bit. You showed me the map. Yes, there's a lot of fire. And our correspondent for some weird dimension, it's Lilibet the Wonder Girl. How is
Currently
Florida?
having light hurricane.
It's a light hurricane. Oh, that's
A
good.
light hurricane.
That's nice.
It's not a hurricane yet. They're expecting it
tropical
will
storm?
be later in the evening. It's a tropical storm right now with delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, cool.
It likes to put on airs.
Yes, and we're in tornado. Warning. Watch.
What?
Watch.
A tornado
Not a
watch. Okay, I'm going to have to get on the radar later. I'm really bad. We nearly had tornadoes over here and ended up. The Cape Valley was amazing for us. Ow!
I could tell your disappointment in that. We
But
nearly
the
had
thing is, you
tornadoes
can't
over
really
there.
chase over here. It's too built up and the roads are too windy. Your roads tend to be on a grid system.
You
but
follow cow paths.
the trouble is, there's so many people now who consider themselves to be tornado chasers, or I'm just going to go and see the tornado, that it's getting really dangerous out there. You know, there's car crashes and whatever. And then one day there'll just be the huge jam and the EF5 will just go straight over them.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm of the firm belief that if we remove all the warning labels, nature will just sort itself out.
Got to admit.
No, thank you. No.
I'm just saying,
No.
Maybe COVID didn't get enough
Let
people.
me put this to you, Brian. Say you're working in your laboratory one night, and you discover a virus, something so infectious and contagious that it would wipe out all life. Would you allow its use?
Well, based upon the principle of human, this is horrible, here, taste some. Probably.
Do you have the right?
I would have to stare long and hard at those two warriors.
Oh, God, it was like I went out for Sinister for a meal a couple of weeks back, and he started just being Terry Nation. And I just picked up on it. We just had this stupid conversation. It was wonderful. Anyway, how's your week been, Brad? Fortnight, shall I say?
Very busy. Very busy.
This is
They
good
released
news.
some new products, and I'm putting them into our foundry for our
Which
use.
is your happy place.
That is my happy place.
It is. I like that. It's good.
I just sit there and do my thing, and nobody bothers me.
Lilibet, your fortnight?
It was
You
good.
still
I
haven't just sorted that microphone sensitivity out, have you?
I have. I fooled around with it. It doesn't want to know. I'll blame Dave's computer because that's what I'm on.
Oh, that's unfair. He can't argue back. Oh, he will.
He will.
That's what the thunder's for.
All of a sudden, a little bit goes away. Computer blue screen.
No.
Yeah.
I
words.
had my
Yeah.
my folks came to visit, which was nice. I enjoyed that. And then I went back to work on Friday. That was generally good. Met some new folks coming on board. Sat through an entire morning full of meetings of things we all already knew.
That's lovely.
In a fun little twist. Something that they had been told was going to happen and that they had to plan for. So they told us all about it. And then at about 3:00 in the afternoon, an email came through that reversed all those plans.
Nice.
That's there's no effort involved with that. They just pulled a classic on you rather than actually come up with something new and interesting. To be honest with you.
And in addition,
Oh, we're doing math.
They have. We get teacher leave money that we
Yes.
can spend on class supplies. And they've had a
That
certain.
you spend on classroom supplies.
Yes, I spend personal money, but we also get money from the state. In
Why
addition.
isn't the school sorting out all the supplies? Why are you buying classroom supplies?
Well, for 2 reasons.
Okay, go on. This is better be
One.
good.
We are cynically underfunded.
Yes.
2, some of this money does come from them. But by me choosing what I purchase from that money, I get what I want.
I can understand that as a point, but it still means you're having to use your own money.
Yes. All teachers spend their own money.
Yeah.
Now,
America.
In America, on our national tax.
Why is everything with you guys money based?
Well,
Because
because
we're in
money
the
purchases
final
goods
phase
and
of-
services.
Yeah, but you've taken it to an extreme.
We
We're
do
in late
get
stage capitalism over here. It's getting scary.
we do get a portion of that as a tax credit at the end of the
generous.
tax year. It is almost always significantly less than any of us spend on our
you
classrooms.
surprise me. Goodness me. Florida, sort your bloody selves out.
I would love to get them in line and sort them all out.
There we go. You'll be saying something very similar very shortly, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you're the only 2 people I get to talk to, I normally have 2 weeks' worth of news to tell you. Where to start?
Well, first, can we extend our condolences to the families of those poor little kids?
Yes, you can. We can.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start there. For those that don't know...
We'll bring it down and then we'll bring it up.
Yeah, all right. There's no bringing it up. Right. For those that don't know, Southport is a town, a northern town, and 3 little girls were stabbed to death. Others were badly injured, and in a knife attack by a Welshman. The far right, those doyens of subtlety and tact. First of all, they had a massive riot in Southport, about 3 roads over from where it happened. And the kids were at a dance party, dancing to Taylor Swift.
Lee.
It is. It's supposed to be, at least.
Anyway, so the far right have gone nuts over here. Britain is burning. We are not in a civil war because they're still in a very small minority. It's just waiting to see how they're going to be dealt with. The police are having trouble. To be fair, personally, I say call out the army. Either that, or let's bring them down to Cable Street and remind them what happens to fascists. Yeah, it's been organised. Farage, frog-faced. Not going to use that word. That's my nuclear word, and I can't say it on the show.
Twat?
Twat is not a nuclear word.
No,
He's a very bad humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bordering on the definition of humanoid there. Anyway, he's basically gone, well, this is all down to, they've been let down, they're protesting, which they're not, it's just looting and violence. That's not a protest. You want to see a protest? See the protests against them. The ones that just stand there peacefully whilst they're having stuff thrown at them. And he reckons there's going to be a lot worse to come. How does he know?
He's
They could just
organizing it.
choose not to. They could choose not to.
No, this is
They
his
could
grift.
choose to go and do something useful in their communities, like, I don't know, feed the hungry, donate clothes.
What? That means thinking of somebody else.
That would be
Yes.
socialism.
Plus, I mean,
Donate
some of the
things to
hungry or some of the people who
libraries.
get the clothes might not be from this country. And as for the libraries, they're burning them down.
I saw that. I deeply disapprove. bad things.
Do you, if we go back to the 30s, and Hitler was on his rise to power, and he had the brown shirts, the SA, and their job was to go around taking out all the Jewish shops and attacking them. That's what's happening now. Jewish shops are being attacked. Not Jewish, I do apologise. Shops belonging to Islamists, or what they think might be an Islamist, are being attacked, destroyed, and if they see anybody, they beat the living shit out of them.
So you're in the early stages of V for Vendetta.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I'd need to go back and read that again.
Read it and watch the movie.
The movie's very good, but it's
not
the-
entirely faithful.
No, it's not. And I mean, Dave gave me that and From Hell. And yeah,
Two very good stories.
From Hell's a little bit difficult to read, simply because the typeset, it's handwritten as a cursive thing, and it's a bit tricky. But V, oh, there's some quotes there I could use. Anyway, so don't worry, we'll still be here. This is not Civil War. And over the next few days, a lot of people are, hello, bot. Oh, hello, robot. Yeah, people are going to be getting knocks on their doors or having their doors kicked in by the police. Now, the question is, past couple of weeks, I think, they sentenced some climate protesters from Just Stop Oil, who'd glued themselves to the tarmac, to 5 years imprisonment. What are they going to do to these bastards? There's one film, they're blocking a road, letting in white drivers, but nobody else.
Think they should be made to rebuild everything they've destroyed brick by brick.
Well,
And then
the communities
go
are
do
doing
it to other things. Well, I know the communities are doing
not
it.
gonna get-
So I'm sure that there are other places that need reconstruction.
No, put them in prison and forget about them.
It is unacceptable behavior in any kind of society to go burn things down that don't have anything to do with you because you're hateful.
I think we should get the army out, quite frankly. And that's coming from me. You know? So, shows about it is, yes, hello to all the bots. Let's have a look. What bots do we have? Zombie Wolf 9000. And that's it.
Oh,
Hello, Zombie Wolf. Oh, come on. Give him a smile. I say him. I don't wish to assume your gender.
How
But,
dare you assume the gender of the bot?
well, quite. Oh, and a lot of this is being stirred up by Russian bots.
Oh yeah.
They've been
As
doing the tracking down and the following of the paths. And oh,
Have
look,
they actually come out and said it's the Russians and are trying to sabotage the Olympics? Remember how right before the Olympics opening day, they had the train sabotage,
Mm.
and then they had an internet sabotage going on.
that was a world. Well, we had an internet sabotage. In fact, wasn't it a
Well,
worldwide
this is in
one?
Paris, so I'm thinking, Russia has been for months and months on this kick of through proxy groups,
Yes.
proxies doing a Cold War terrorist attacks and stuff. Not terrorist, but
No, I know. It's hybrid warfare.
yeah, proxy wars.
We need to get
in-
Sinister
in
in to explain it all to us.
Europe, and everything's just
not.
Ukraine just got
Yeah.
their first
Wait.
F-16s.
It's always a choice. They could just not be awful.
They're too
They
stupid.
could just not invade people. They could just not bomb people. They could just, go, you know what? We were behaving like jerks, and everybody didn't want to play with us because we were being jerks. You know what? We will learn from that lesson. We will change our behavior, and we will go and apologize and ask if we can come back into polite society.
It's an aspiration.
It's
That's
not a
lovely to
difficult
have.
thing.
But it doesn't work in geopolitics.
Well, it could if they chose to, but they don't choose to. it the path of civilization and being kind to other people is actually the simplest, easiest path. And the path of hatred and awfulness and being disgusting is the hardest path, and yet they pick that one every time.
Have you seen any of the videos of any of these idiots being interviewed?
Oh, they're never intelligent.
You're going
people.
to have to really narrow that statement down.
The right-wing thuggish idiots. Extreme
Your
right-wing.
country or
Look,
ours?
the Nazis. Have you seen
Your
any of
country-
them?
Your country or ours?
Well, your country, half the population seem to celebrate it, which is deeply disturbing. Over here,
No, not half. Less than half.
just. It's borderline
A
at the
small
moment.
amount of people who are just really loud.
By the way, Joe Biden salutes, sir. Best thing you could have done. Quite frankly. Given your country hope. Okay. Do you want a saga? Do you want a new saga?
Oh,
Please.
do you have a new saga?
We have a new saga. I'm
What is the title of this new song?
Well, I'm open to the title being fiddled with because that does tend to happen. But initially, it's the car saga.
Car to Electric Boogaloo.
Oddly, that fits.
I know.
That fits incredibly well. It's a second electric car. Do you remember on the last show I showed you a lovely picture of my new car?
Yes.
Yeah. What did I say about that?
Please remind me.
That you should talk to someone because it sounds like you got the wrong car.
So anyway, I talked to somebody, and it turns out I got the wrong car. Yeah, I checked it out.
I should have said that.
It didn't. I mean, it doesn't get the ambient lighting. That was an obvious giveaway. You know, straight away because it should be
Yeah.
there. It's not something you have to go looking for. So I thought, well, that's a bit odd. The plug socket doesn't exist. Instead, there's a hole. Doesn't have battery.
Put one in, but or we just couldn't.
Doesn't have battery preconditioning, which it should have, or over-the-air updates,
Uh-huh.
or Android wireless. And I'm thinking this is getting silly, so I did some research. At the latest, it's from 2022. Now, this is where it starts to get tricky. And from the start, I will say that the staff I have dealt with since at Hyundai, the dealership, have been nothing short of excellent. However, turns out that the woman who initially served us, or served me, who no longer works for the company, gave me the wrong car. She shouldn't have given me that one.
No.
So we found out the cause of it. That's good. So now it's a case of, well, I'm sorry, but I paid for a 2024 model with these features. I want the 2024 model with these features, please. One of them is actually quite important. The 3-pin plug socket means I can charge the battery for the Motability scooter. First problem was finding one. You see, they're just switching over to the 2025 model, which does have... It's had not a facelift per se, but there's a lot more to it now. It's not the same. So all the dealers were sending back their 2024 models and getting in the other ones in case, oh shit, we can't find. They found one. It's lucid blue, which is very nice actually. So that's good. I paid, I think, I'm going to say 500, I could be wrong, for upfront cost for this supposedly 2024 Ioniq 5. However, since then, the prices have changed. It's 3 times as much.
That's not your problem. You should have gotten the right car in the first place.
Well, that's where I am. Again, the people at the dealership have bent over backwards to sort this out. And I've been really nice to them about it because what's the point of being anything else? It's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't do it.
That's arguable, but okay.
Well, no, one person who's no longer there.
Still, it's on the dealership to make right what.
Well,
the
this
previous
is what is
employee did.
hopefully happening. The trouble is they don't have a budget for situations like this.
Life sucks. Suck it up.
So what I think is going to happen, they're going to get me they've managed to get me 500 quid. They're trying to get 600 towards the upfront cost of swapping the car. I've then got whatever money I get back for that car from Motability, and I don't know how much that's going to be. I've got to find the difference. And I'm not sure I can.
You shouldn't be paying anything. You've already paid for the car at a certain rate.
Well, this is it. I may have to turn around and take it further and go to the financial ombudsman. Motability have been really good about it. In fact, their call centre is possibly the best call centre I've ever been in contact with. They're great.
Nice.
So at the moment, I'm stuck with...
Is this where you need a pocket American?
Thinking you need a pocket American who says, I was promised this. I was told it would cost this. I have that in writing. You gave me the wrong thing. That's not my fault. We'll agree that, as a group, that's not your fault. However, I have the wrong car. We made an agreement.
The current car.
Or, here you go. Give me what I was promised. We're going to call it even as far as the money's concerned.
Like that. And indeed,
yeah, of course it should.
I need to phone Motability anyway to sort out a couple of couple of little details about dating and times of things and what happened.
I assume Motability is the one who are essentially paying for this, right?
Yes.
I assume that they have money people and legal people on their staff.
Yes.
Why aren't they sorting it out?
You see, this is the difference between me, and Americans.
Yeah. The contract is with them.
When necessary, we will kick some ass.
Well, the thing is, I'm trying to go
or be annoying on the phone.
We're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? We're trying to sort it.
Yes,
if
good.
If it doesn't, then I start doing the other stuff. I have a car at the moment. It's a good car, but it's...
Do you need to conference us in on the calls? We are available.
I'd be scared too.
Why is that?
Well, like I say, currently I'm trying to do it nicely. Currently. All right?
These are businesses. These are soulless. You don't have to be nice to businesses. They're not people. It's contrary to what everybody...
I'm dealing with a person, and I can't be horrible.
That person is a representative of that business. You are not insulting them. You are not offending them personally. You are explaining things about their business to which they are representatives. And if they are poor representatives of the business, they get poor.
I was going to say something in reply to that, and it's gone.
Well, you can also do what my brother does when he has to go buy a car. Car salesmen run when they see John coming. But when they do the, well, let me go talk to my manager and I'll come back to you. He says, well, then what's the point of you? If you can't make the decision, I don't need you. Bring me your manager. Because I don't need to talk to a middleman. Bring me the manager. We'll talk. The manager doesn't exist.
I used to.
The manager is a coffee machine in a back office.
I used to get really angry and arsey over things, and I've realised there's no point. I mean, it's got me so far, the way I'm doing it, and it's got me more than I would have had. So let me see how we go, all right? And then we'll start looking at other things.
Just remember, oftentimes the manager is also that slip of paper that tells you, if I charge them this, I make this. If they pay this, I don't make all this. So,
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
I hope that everybody's lovely and that they work it out and they get it all figured out. If you need forceful, stroppy Americans
You'll be at
who
work.
don't have any skin in the game.
You'll be at work. Or it'll be before you go to work. You see the problem?
Oh, so I'll be sleep deprived? That won't help them. It's 3
Johnson?
o'clock in the morning for me, people.
I have to work in 3 hours. Get this.
I'm going to talk to
together.
teenagers. Do you want to talk to me now, or do you want to fix the problem?
Right. Hang on. Do you want some good news?
Yes.
There's good news.
Yes. There's good news. Slightly bizarre news, but good news. I went outside yesterday.
You did outside going?
Yes.
I hear the graphics are bad.
They're getting
Well, we've seen the
worse.
Cybertruck.
Like, definitely getting worse. Not so bad that I can't drive. It's only a slight thing. Anyway, yeah, no, we, myself and the Staggering Stories crew went down to Taunton in Somerset.
Oh, right down the. Oh no, not down the street.
And you know what? They all talk like this. That's what they talk like from morn to night, Brian. I miss playing Captain Mummerset.
That's fine. That's fine. No problem with that. I mean,
Don't
I'm
make
sure
me
there's a
recreate the
mirror
character
somewhere.
somewhere else.
I'm sure there's a mirror somewhere with your name in it.
Do you know what he made me do?
What did he make you do?
This is the bastard that he is. All right. This is the games master here now. Because I played a member of the nobility, I can't possibly imagine why. I therefore had a staff.
Uh-huh.
And he said to me, can you write down their names and give me some sort of little details about them? Yeah, I can do that.
I'd like
yeah.
to know my NPCs.
Exactly, yeah.
I didn't know.
And so basically, to be fair, I just gave him the caster upstairs, downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Because I've been watching it at the time, and I do enjoy it. Ruby! The very next game, what did you do, Brian?
You came home and it was strangely quiet. You look around your apartment, your furnishings, everything is perfectly clean. It's just the absence of your staff. It's odd. Give me a notice roll. While you're walking through,
Oh, this
Your
is
place.
online, I think.
yeah, out of the corner of your eye, you see red in the mirror. You look around the room, there's nothing red. Looking back in the mirror, you see streaks of blood and gore, though. They were all sucked to the other side of the mirror and killed there.
Healthy.
I know.
So you can understand why I call Brian a bastard.
That wasn't the worst part of it, though.
Go on.
It turns out that our lovely group had actually been working for the bad guys and were the ones who stopped the good guys from stopping the bad guys,
We got it
and
completely
therefore enabled everyone to suffer horribly.
And
They
he
never.
he killed
I killed Ben
Spider-Man.
Grimm. I killed Spider-Man.
You
I
sent Ben Grimm
to
the
hell.
Thing down to hell. That's going to have to be our next adventure.
I'm just saying,
Rescuing Ben Grimm from hell.
Hey, these things happen. You never asked questions, and I threw out clues the entire time.
Couple of things. Yeah, we're crap. Couple of things here.
Uh-huh.
One, current game.
Mhm.
You seem to have eased off on me breaking every door I try to open. Remember, it's every
That's
door
because
I
you're
fuck
in a
up.
place that doesn't really have doors.
Just remember that for doors in the future.
Uh-huh.
It's an ongoing gag, basically, a little bit. It started off with Captain Mummerset. There was a damn fine punchline to it as well.
All RPG groups have problems with doors.
Yeah, because I was too
All of
strong, and I kept breaking the doors. Well, it's the same with my character now. So, whatever. Secondly, I'll come back to secondly, because I've forgotten what secondly was.
Okay.
Thirdly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Which is
going
now
to...
secondly.
Well, only in your head. I'm going to stay as a penguin for personal reasons. Except when I
You
have to
realize
be
you're
dragging
on a
it.
desert planet. The average temperature is 80 degrees. There is no water. There is no ice.
Well, I don't need that. I'm still my own self. I just look like a penguin.
Okay.
All right. And I've got the voice for it. Long-term viewers of The Flashing Blade, indeed the Vidiprog on it's my channel. Or is it no, it's the Flashing Blade YouTube channel. There's about 60 Vidiprogs there. We'll meet Daffy, the show Muppet that we had. Actual proper Muppet. I'm going to use Daffy's voice for the penguin. Hi there, how you doing? I can't see you Americans getting really annoyed by that at all.
So, what's your next character going to be?
I've had that happen before. I was playing a character. It was in the Firefly game, and one of the hindrances.
Always have a backup. What's your next backup?
One of the hindrances I had was a leaky brain pan (brackets major), and so I played him like Captain Manring from Dad's Army. But I thought I had my men with me. I didn't, but I thought I did. And I was obsessed with aliens. And at one point, I got into the cargo hold, saw things, don't know what my character saw, but he started to destroy them because he thought it was aliens. And they were planning to get rid of me, the bastards. They were planning to kill me off.
No, oh, no, stop, no. Oh.
So that is possible. That is possible.
Oh, I know it's possible.
I wish I could remember what that second
everyone
thing was. I've
dies.
completely forgotten what I was talking about. Oh, well, my memory's
It'll
not
come
great any
back to you.
better. But no, it was a lovely day yesterday. Went down to the Doctor Who art exhibition.
Oh,
And
excellent.
I've got to admit, I was very impressed. There's some deep cuts there. Some very deep cuts. Which
Excellent.
you wouldn't have expected. So, yeah. Now then, tonight, we have a Doctor Who review. We have... Did you manage to listen to Doctor Who and Operation Werewolf?
I got through the first whole story, and I'm into the beginning of the second story.
I didn't know there was 2 stories.
Well, or episodes or
Oh,
whatever
right.
chapters.
Thank you. Righty-ho. Okay. Okay, so
Like,
this is going to be interesting because I didn't get time to listen to it. Lilibet's going to be reviewing it on her own. However, to salvage the situation and going forward, it's given me an idea. I did listen to Goth Opera, which was the other release.
How was that?
Well, I will review it.
Okay.
As we're off for 2 weeks between shows, and there's normally 2 releases, 1 a week, how do you fancy having the choice of the releases, and then we each review 1, so he still manages to cover both of them?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, would that be all right?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I mean, I should have more time theoretically because I'll be in the car a little bit more.
Well, the problem we've had with Operation Werewolf was the big finished site was down.
Yes, I heard it had some sort of Starship Titanic implosion.
Yes, yes, I felt. Oh, my heart went out to them, the poor things, because people aren't patient. So, anything else going on? No, it was a lovely, truly lovely day yesterday. Somehow, with both myself and Adam using Google Maps, because we took 2 cars down, I got back 20 minutes later. However, I got some very interesting readings from my car, which I'm hoping to talk to Adam about either tomorrow or Tuesday, because That was weird.
What was
Good
the,
weird, but
name,
weird.
What was the name of the AI in the original ship in Blake 7?
Zen.
Then, what was the name
Confirmed.
in of the second ship?
Slave. What the name of the
Slave.
second ship or the name of the computer?
The computer.
Slave. And you say you like Blake 7.
It's been a while.
Has it indeed?
You currently have Slave. Think about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
You
master.
went from Zev to Slave.
Zen!
Zen to Slave. Oh no, Zev is the chick from Lex.
Sorry, isn't... Oh, no, Zeb is the mattress that Marvin talks to. At Floops. Okay, so we've covered all that.
Lot of sci-fi deep dives, folks.
Yep.
Yes.
One thing I forgot to ask you was what Tomorrow People we had to watch. So I haven't watched it because I wanted to, and I haven't.
The Doomsday Man.
The Doomsday. What was that one? Oh, you can tell us what it was about during the review. We might not be. This might not be a very, very long one because. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In case you're wondering, my disease is attacking my eyes, and that's what you get.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're ever so slightly broken.
I
Dented.
think she's lying and she's actually turning into a vampire of some sort.
I'm pale enough.
Have you been around any strange worms lately?
I have never, as to my knowledge, met Robert Kennedy Jr.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
All right, good. Look, I can do American politics, all right? Just-
We've moved on. That was weeks ago.
Oh no,
We've
he's
had
back
about
in
a
the
month
news.
of politics in 2 weeks.
Yes,
He's
yes.
He's back in the news now.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Just won't go away.
Don't worry. Let's go and do what we came here for. Did we actually come here for anything? My brain not work proper. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. By the way, a little bit of the staggering stories people send their love.
Thank you.
Brian,
lovely.
they don't know you, so they hate you. All right.
Hit him back. It works for me.
Anyway,
Please send mine back.
I shall do. Thanks for this, Brian. An 8th Doctor Who, possibly. We not are really that sure. I'm gonna be honest here. Curse you, Chibnall. He's received a distress call, and so he's chasing this ship that's a bit dented, and there's a young woman on board who stayed on board when all the others panicked, and the Doctor thought, oh, you're the type I like, come on board the TARDIS, I'll rescue you. And then she realises it's TARDIS, and then she just looks at the Doctor in sheer horror. This is the end of the Time... Well, no, it's the beginning of the Time War, to be fair.
I would say it's a mid.
I was going to say beginning to early mid.
Yeah.
So because of Brian, we're reviewing... I can't believe we're doing this. Night of the Doctor.
Haven't seen this in ages.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is, and also, you know what? It makes me realize, like, I like Paul McGann, and
You'd love
I
Hornblower.
would I would really have been pleased to have more television Paul McGann. The movie is very hit or miss, but this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
More of this would have been great.
Oh yeah.
The thing about this is it was a web episode. It was
Yes, and
released on
that's
the
I watched
internet.
it this time, like on YouTube, standing in my kitchen making dinner.
Well, when it was released, this was one of the releases for the 50th anniversary. They had a couple of episodes leading up to Day of the Doctor. They were treats. The last day of Arcadia, for example.
The fall of Arcadia.
And I wasn't spoiled. I managed to see it before I found out that everyone was going nuts about it online. And I just went nuts about it online.
As one is wont to do online.
I'm the Doctor, just not necessarily in the right order. And yeah. So, Brian, this was your decision.
Yes. Well, it opens up with the TARDIS landing on a ship. It's crashing.
Didn't I just say all this?
I think you may have.
Move on.
And, well...
You chose it!
Okay, here. I'm going to do a spoiler.
No!
The ship crashes.
Oh my
There.
God, no!
I said it. There.
I didn't get a chance to put the spoiler warning out.
It's okay. I think we're through with it because everybody already went nuts about it.
Oh, by the way, Cass is turning up in Big Finish.
That's good. That's great. Does she still hate Time Lords?
Well, this is from before that period.
Oh, because, Daleks, Doctors, who can tell the difference anymore?
Such a good line.
It is.
Daleks,
And
Time
the-
Lords, who can tell the difference.
The setting up of a character who would otherwise be a companion.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God, yes.
She's exactly the sort that he likes as a companion.
Yep.
And we like her.
It's
and
economical, isn't it? Because it's such a short piece.
It's like 9
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
But using her death as her revulsion and horror at the Time Lords, and then her death, that she would rather die than be associated with him, or saved by him, is so much more powerful than showing us a whole bunch of planets blown up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They instantly make us like a character and establish a bond, break the bond, and kill her off. It's
RTD on steroids.
but it's really well done, and then we're all bought in because we like the Doctor, we liked her. Why doesn't she like him? And I also like that this is the incident that turns him into the War Doctor, because as we've seen over and over and over again with the Doctor, it is so much about the individual and not about the planet or the collective or the group. It's that one person who mattered.
Question, please, if I may. Whose fault was this?
Whose fault was what?
Because it's... Forgone. It's gone again. My memory's getting...
Do you smell toast?
It was an interesting point. It was about the fact that the Eighth Doctor... Right, okay, I think I'm almost there. The War Doctor is the Eighth Doctor's fault. It's not the Sisterhood of Khan's fault.
Because he picks.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was just fizzy lemonade that he drank. The regeneration was natural, but he got the warrior he chose to be.
It was steered
This
that
is
way
in,
by
this
the
is
drink.
in the book, basically the novelization. It's novelized at the start of Day of the Doctor, and that's one of the best Target books there's ever been, quite frankly, and that's high praise. But the Eighth Doctor is the one that broke. The Ninth Doctor took over from that, but the Eighth Doctor was the one who broke. I
The Eighth
want to be a
Doctor
warrior.
is the one that was seeing what the war was doing, not only to his own people, but also to everyone caught up in it.
Yeah.
And that broke him. And I can quite understand that. I mean, if you see the horror of war breaking everyone and everything you love and cherish, you're going to want to go on the offensive and try to end it.
He's still the one that broke because the Doctor, as explained in the next episode, stands for something. Never cruel or cowardly, never giving in,
Never eating pears.
never eating
It's a
pears.
different Doctor.
But no, actually, it started with the Seventh Doctor, and yeah, he forgot all that. He gave in.
Yeah, but I think that makes the healing more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
At what? In
Because-
Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
yes, I'll give you that. Yeah, very much.
because the Doctor did break and he gave up.
Yep.
He thought that what he was doing wasn't working and that there was kind of no hope, so he might as well give in and be this warrior. And then he had to go heal himself, which I like that his line here is physician heal thyself, because he does heal himself
Mm-hmm.
later.
You see, we can have a conversation about a short like Night of the Doctor. This is good.
Of course you
Just
can.
wait till next
Yeah.
time. I know what we're doing.
Whole treaties have been written about poems. People get their doctorates on haikus.
Yeah.
Bless you. I can never remember the rules of a haiku. I know something to do with and other
575.
stuff. Yeah, what's it? It's
575.
I'm trying to think of the word. Hang on. Syllables, yes, or
Yeah.
words.
Syllables.
So 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. I'm going to sneeze.
You know what I think it
Please
is?
excuse me.
I think it's because your internet has not cut out yet.
I did
That your
before we
mind is
started.
Yeah, but your brain is cutting out now.
Oh,
So
that's been happening long.
Is your brain provided by Virgin Media?
you know it might have the chip.
This could explain a great deal, if I'm honest with you. I'm sorry, I've got an over-affectionate dog. I had to leave her alone yesterday, and when I came back, she detonated. She was so happy. I don't mean she
With
fouled.
fur
things.
everywhere.
Yeah, she's molting at the moment. She's.
I sympathize.
I've also got chestnut
I'm
down
molting.
here as well, because you can't pat one without having to pat the other.
I sympathize. My AC is set to 64,
When you're
and it's
64.
not changing. I don't care how cold I get.
So did you enjoy Night of the Doctor? In context, did you enjoy it? And did you enjoy coming back to it?
Always.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it at the time a lot in the, wow, this is so cool. Look at what they're doing. Oh, he's back. That kind of enthusiasm.
Yeah. Did exactly what it was supposed to do then.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
all the
I mean,
50th
what
anniversary
a treat
stuff.
that was.
Loved
To
it.
be honest with you, the years they've been saying, we're not going to do anything Paul again. We're going to do, this is the current Doctor.
Yeah.
And then they did that. And,
Well, and then they made all his Big Finish companions canon
ow,
in the end.
ow, ow,
Mhm.
ow.
And they
doing
had the
that.
Sisterhood of Karn back.
Yes.
Yes. Ohilia is a
Um,
very, very naughty woman in the book.
And revisiting, having probably not seen it since the 50th,
Gently.
I enjoyed it as not only as a piece of media and enjoying seeing these characters and it's watching the story, but also kind of bringing me back to that anniversary year all over again.
Mhm.
And remembering how excited I was about Doctor Who and
It was a good
how
time,
much
wasn't
fun it was.
It was.
Yeah. And to me,
And that shared cinematic experience was
it
just...
feels, because I did go see it in the cinema.
So did we.
It feels to me like 5 minutes ago, and then I start counting back on how many Doctors we've had since.
Yeah, no. That's what It's 11 years ago.
How?
Quite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to know what you're doing next week? Next show.
Sure.
It's a Ninth Doctor
Wait, isn't
story.
it Lilibet's turn to pick the Doctor?
No.
You said last
like
time.
it's a
it-
democracy. Well, I
you said
thought of
last
something.
Time, Brian, pick a Doctor.
Well, I thought of
So I
something.
figured Lilibet would get to pick a Doctor this
Yeah,
time.
you see, you're trying to outguess me. This never ends well. It's
I don't mind doing Ninth Doctor. I've probably got that box set somewhere.
good.
I'm trying to,
I
figure out
appreciate it
some
though.
kind of logic here and rules and end zones, things like that.
Hello, welcome
Chiffon
to the
doesn't do
Flashing
rules
Blade
and logic.
podcast.
Where we have no rules, no end zones, or
Yeah. The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. That's very Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Well, yes, I just stole it.
Yeah,
I
she
know,
stole
that's
the
exactly
line
what I'm saying. I don't think that's what Clive Anderson used to, because of course Whose Line Is It Anyway started over here. I'm
Yes,
just saying.
yes.
Just and I've
Yeah,
been
but
watching
it took us to make
the
it better.
I have been watching clips of the American. Wayne Brady is brilliant.
He's very good.
And I've always
Wayne
liked
Brady,
Bob Mockery
bitch.
and Ryan Stiles.
Oh, yeah,
So-
they are. Oh gosh, the two of them is a double act.
Yeah. They could just go town to town and do whose line is it anyway.
They probably do. Anyway. Nice Doctor story. Might need to write this down.
I have my notes.
Okay. The Scream of the Shelka.
I've never seen that one.
Starring
That's the
Richard
one
E.
that was
Grant as
online,
the Ninth
right?
Doctor. Yes. We've never
Where
done it.
exactly can we get this?
Possibly the iPlayer if you can jaunt. Can you jaunt?
I cannot jaunt.
Oh, your TARDIS is grounded. You've been exiled. have you?
No. New TARDIS is fine. It's just Brian can't jaunt.
Can you get it?
Not a tomorrow person.
Can you watch it?
Where am I watching it?
iPlayer just said.
Okay.
At least I think. Oh, I think so. I could be wrong.
Why don't you check this out before you assign your homework?
This is fun. I like doing it this way. It's much. It's more seat of the pants. This is-
There is a DVD. I will have to see if I have it.
I don't know what that noise means. Where's the search function? Oh, there we go.
I have possibly something. I shall put it in the chat.
Interesting.
The Hollow?
Okay, well, it's bringing up Doctor Who, but the question is, where's it going with this?
That's interesting. It just popped right up on YouTube for me.
Well, the Scream of the Shelka.
Yeah. I got a DVD trailer.
No, it's
Clip.
not on the iPlayer. Oh,
Uh-huh.
nuts. I wanted to do it. Seeing as Richard E. Grant is now canon,
Well, yes, quite.
I can't think of anywhere else. Brian, let's just say, there you are, innocent bod, surfing the internet, and you accidentally find and download a torrent stream of Scream of the Shelka.
I would say that would not be happening upon my computer.
Well, that's good. And you wouldn't, of course, share it with Lilibet.
I would not share with anyone because I would not be downloading.
Well,
illegal
there we
things.
go then. See to it, would you? Or don't see to it. We don't condone this, but if we can't get it, then we can't get it. So we've got to do it some way or another. And it's time we
Long
looked at-
advocated. And BritBox is a great step in the right direction.
Well, it might be on
Of-
BritBox, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
I had to get rid of my BritBox.
No,
Did
I don't
you?
blame you. I got rid of it ages ago.
Oh, I watch it all the time.
Oh, well, that's
I only
good. That's
watched
fine.
it for Doctor Who. Like literally, that was the only thing I watched it for.
Oh, there was other stuff for me. Crossroads, for example.
yeah, you tried to make us
Upstairs,
watch
downstairs. Dear.
Life on Mars.
That wasn't BritBox. Was that BritBox?
That was BritBox.
Oh.
Ashes to Ashes.
He's dissing some of our best drama. Wouldn't even watch Callan.
Who?
See? I am feeding caviar to pigs.
Caviar Dreams and what was it? Caviar Dreams and Champagne Wishes.
Where's that from?
Robin Leach. Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Oh, yes. When my nieces were here, I showed them one of my favorite movies from childhood, which is Troop Beverly Hills.
Should have done you should have done fuck, it's got Watership Down.
No.
How old are they?
I
How
loved
old
that
are they?
book.
How old
It's
are
They're
about
11.
bunnies.
they? They are old enough to watch Watership Down.
No. The
Hey,
book
we
is
did.
actually...
if I watched Transformers the movie at that age,
Yeah, no.
they're old enough to watch.
No. I did really like the book. I read it several times.
I have it.
I don't think the movie entirely does it justice and is unnecessarily traumatizing.
Show it to them. They need the trauma.
No, they
it's
don't.
character building. That's what
No,
they say,
just
isn't it?
because just because they traumatized all y'all
Hiya. I grew up with Threads
constantly,
and The Day After.
public information films where children go flying kites and get electrocuted
we
and
should
die.
do.
I love those. They were
Damnation Alley.
brilliant.
No, we should do Damnation Alley.
It's interesting. It's an interesting thought. I've
Jan
never
Michael
seen it.
Vincent and George Peppard.
Peppard. Not
Whatever.
Peppard.
I don't care. He's
It's like
dead.
Bernard. No, it's Bernard. Dear God.
Hannibal Smith.
I love
But
it
the
when a plan
reason I
comes
bring it
together.
up
Yes,
is
yes,
because
yes. There was a
Robin
reason.
Leach was in Troop Beverly Hills as a cameo, along with a whole bunch of other people
Yes.
at a fashion show section of the film. And
Beverly
it
Hills
was
Cop.
very, very funny.
No,
Hills Cop.
Troop Beverly Hills.
Troop
It's a
Beverly
movie with
Hills.
Shelley Long from the 80s.
Yes.
And I haven't seen it since it came out, okay? That's about as much as I know.
I saw it at Girl Scout camp
Is the
on
new
one rainy afternoon where we couldn't go do other stuff, so they brought us in and showed us a movie. And it was perfect.
is the new Beverly Hills Cop on Netflix?
Yes.
Good. I wish to watch this because I enjoyed the
It's
original at the
meh.
time. Yeah.
meh.
Really, some people
I did
like
go
it.
see. Speaking of movies, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine yesterday.
Yes,
Yes.
I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, brutal and bloody and violent because it's Deadpool and that's how
There's
he
been
rolls.
119 fucks said in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of them was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 118 of them were in Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yes.
I think possibly the fourth wall breaking thing is starting
I
to wear a
find
little. I
it...
think they've overusing it.
No,
it shouldn't be
because that's
constant.
Deadpool's shtick. That's his entire
It never
shtick.
used to be. When they first,
It
the
depends
character
on who's
first
writing
came
it.
along,
That's because he was in New Mutants and then X-Force.
98, which
It's-
I have.
But when he got into his own thing, that's when they start. That was their funny era of comics. Him, She-Hulk, but yeah,
No,
it's
Shulk- no,
always
no.
his own. shit.
Shulky had Burns' run was in the 80s. Deadpool came well after that.
No. There was a She-Hulk one.
There was another one, Attorney at Law.
Yeah,
Yeah, that which was
that's
good. With
the one
Awesome
where she
Andy.
slept
We like
with
Awesome Andy.
Juggernaut, I believe. But anyway,
Can't remember. I've only got one volume
Yeah.
of that. You'll only be seeing
Was-
one volume of She-Hulk
Easy.
when I die.
Good fun as a film, and equally irreverent and horrifying. in that opening sequence where they're like, without giving anything away, they're like, here's how we're going to reconcile the fact that that character is canonically dead and be hilarious but also completely disrespectful, so you know exactly what you're walking into.
Mm-hmm. We're going to desecrate his corpse.
And then enjoy the rest of the film, boys and girls.
Yeah.
I find it
I would be
hilarious that
interest-
Ryan Reynolds actually had to talk to Disney executives and explain to them in a corporate setting exactly what pegging was. That was perfect. That was amazing.
It was nice. It was nice. What I did like about it was the love it showed the old Fox movies.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
a lot of characters. I mean, one of the great bait and switches is basically, great, Captain America's here. It's Chris Evans. Isn't that brilliant? No, it's Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, who's an
Wait,
asshole.
what?
And
Yes.
something very horrible happens to him, and one of the post-credit scenes explains why.
I
And
just
it's a
love that the
perfect
post-credits
continuation of the
scene came
character
just
from-
going off.
The Fantastic Four movies. And then we had Sabretooth, which looks superb, I thought.
Taylor Mann fit the bill perfectly.
Yeah. And of
problem
course,
was he
X-23,
couldn't act.
spoilers by the way if you haven't seen it, oh shit. X-23 coming up with the perfect way of stopping. It was either Juggernaut or it was
It was Juggernaut.
Sabretooth. Oh, it's easy enough, just case feet off.
Yeah, it was Juggernaut.
And also, I love the Honey Badger gag, because Honey Badger is another Wolverine clone in the comics.
Sure, we're going to simplify it down to that.
Thank you very much, I'm grateful. I haven't seen
Honey
that
Badger
one.
is a clone of Laura.
She's a clone of Laura. Okay, fair enough. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Logan's
She's
a
only got one
granddaddy.
claw.
Logan's a
She's only
granddaddy.
got one claw. Stink.
It was pretty fun, and I think
Dakin had 3, didn't he? 2 on the front and 1 at the bottom.
Dakin has 2 in the front, one
That's
on
Wolverine's son.
the bottom. Laura has 2 in the front, 1 on the feet,
Yes.
and
Honey Badger has 1.
Honey Badger has 1.
Who,
Probably, I think 1 and 1 is her thing.
who drew the short straw there then? So anyway, yes, a little bit of deep Marvel talk there for you. We know our stuff, which was great fun going in to watch Deadpool versus Wolverine, because I'm just there going, yep.
Oh, I'm there counting all the cameos.
Yeah, I
We
also
got the
spotted-
original actor for the fire guy.
Oh, Pyro.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil it.
Dude, we're long past that now.
All right, so Pyro's back, original actor. I don't believe they got reprise Toad.
Okay.
Just
But
a
Toad's
regular-
there.
Yep, Toad's there. And they got Lady Deathstrike. That's not the original actress.
They got Elektra in from the movie. And then,
And if you
And
notice,
then-
that's not the original Juggernaut. Bitch.
yeah, different actor. But then, and this was a big surprise, Blade turns up. Okay, it's Blade. Obviously, the new Marvel Blade.
That was amazing.
It's not
And
the new Marvel Blade. It's Denzel Washington, looking very
there's
cool with a
only
little
one
bit of white
blade.
there. Yeah, man.
No, that
Sandra
was,
Nova's
that was
the
funny.
villain. And that's a deep dive into X-Men stuff. The Grant Morrison run.
I love that Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds patch things together enough to do
Yes,
that
'cause
cameo.
Apparently, one of them was, I don't know which one, but look, they didn't get on. But it was a great film. I'm interested to know what the general public, who aren't nerds like you and me, Brian, make of the whole multiverse thing.
I think it's run its course, and I think it sucks. What do you think, a little bit?
I'm not a particular comic reader, so a lot of these I recognized as
This is
having
good. That
been in
means,
movies.
yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're an average person.
this is
You're
I'm
not
a
this
fairly
is what
average
the Flashing Blade's
Marvel
supposed
movie
to do.
nerd.
Yes, yeah.
So like I had seen some of the Fox movies, but not all of them. I didn't know all the comic references. I was like, oh, Jennifer Garner
perfect.
from that other one.
That's
You know,
perfect. This is what the Blade used to
Did
be.
you catch when they said Daredevil died and she's like, don't worry about it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh,
okay.
poor Ben Affleck.
Fuck Ben Affleck.
And they so there was enough of it that I got that there were references, but I'm not a deep comics person because comics just aren't my thing.
There was a lovely thing with a half-buried giant stone 20th Century Fox
Jerry
logo.
Fox thing. Yes.
Fantastic.
And it's beautifully meta. The whole thing is beautifully meta. The whole thing with Wolverine / Logan / the actor is beautifully done.
They're going to make him do this till he's 90.
Yeah.
And he's put on weight since the divorce.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Which
it makes me
cleared
wonder,
that line with him before he agreed.
because this is the worst Wolverine, and there are some beautiful cameo Wolverines during that
Yes.
sex. So we have Patch from Genosha or Madripoor? Madripoor, wasn't it?
Madripoor.
Madripoor is Patch persona. Age of Apocalypse Wolverine with the one hand.
Weapon X.
Sorry?
He's Weapon X.
Yeah, weapon. Yeah,
He was never Wolverine.
I apologise, Weapon X. And then Hugh Cavill as Wolverine,
Yes.
which was brilliant.
It was brilliant. It's like, oh, we'll treat you so much better than those fucks down the street.
Yes, I've got to admit, there's me complaining that the fourth wall gags are, it's getting tired, and here I am laughing my head off talking about it. So what do I know?
Exactly.
What do I know?
It's a Deadpool specific thing. You expect this in Deadpool. You don't want it in other things. Like when he went off, so I'm coming into the Marvel universe, you might say, and then he went off down the walkway a little bit, grabbed the camera, and take this. Fox.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, again, forget the spoilers, it's all coming out here. I just wish I'd realised we were going to be talking about this, and I would have played the spoiler warning. I do apologise, I'm sorry. Natural
spoilers.
conversation flow.
Well, listen, Zombie Wolf got what he has coming.
Yeah.
Zombie Wolf is on his own here. I mean, he knows what he's been here enough.
You're assuming gender.
He pays his money. He gets his. This is true.
So, Deadpool ends up back in his own universe with someone else who won't get pissed off with him very quickly, I'm sure. Which, if I'm correct here, is the Fox X-Men universe.
Yes.
Okay, so that's still around. There's a lot to do with the Time Variance Authority, aka
That's the Time Variance Authority.
aka the Time Lords, because that's what Walt Simpson, I think he's the guy who came up with the TVA back for the Fantastic Four. I can't remember, this is going back a long time. It just depicted them as a bunch of faceless bureaucrats in rows and rows and rows to infinity of desks. That's a perfect metaphor for the Time Lords, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course it's all building, and which leads us to the other piece of Marvel news. Doctor Doom has been cast. Robert Downey Jr. I'd appreciate your thoughts. Both of you, obviously.
They needed someone that can play an ego that big. And after playing Tony Stark for those many years, Robert Downey Jr. has proven he can do that.
He's going to have to play it differently, though.
Oh, he's going to have to play it so differently than Stark.
They've got to have him monologuing to himself and everything else like that. They really do. The reason Doom monologues all the time is there's something recording his every word for posterity. That's why he monologues.
Of course.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Doctor Doom had to tie up who's the biggest bad, Thanos or Doctor Doom. At one point,
well, Doom killed Thanos.
Yeah, just ripped the actual bone structure out of him. But Doom was God Emperor Doom at the time. We may get to see something like this in
World
Secret
defeat
Wars.
Didn't Squirrel Girl defeat him at one point?
Squirrel Girl's
a
defeated
Doombot.
everybody.
Well,
Squirrel
exactly.
Girl has defeated the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I think we should have her.
I am hoping they
I
introduce
agree
her.
with this. I think Squirrel Girl would be perfect.
Maybe the Young
However-
Avengers, because they're working on a Young Avengers, aren't they?
Oh God, please don't let them.
And they've released the Thunderbolts cast. Interesting. I have to see what happens with that.
Have they released them as in they are no longer needed?
No,
or-
no, they've
There's
told
public
people.
knowledge?
They've taken them out of the pens and allowed them back into society.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful thing. I don't know if it was the premiere of the new Captain America film or it's some
Red
red
Hulk?
carpet thing. I'm not entirely certain what it is. But Harrison Ford has just been. It's been announced he's playing Thunderbolt Ross because the original actor, he got the deed, and he got red carpeted by this woman. Now remember, this is Harrison Ford. He's not the most loquacious of people. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So anyway, Harrison, listen, your character, are you in the 616 universe, or are you in a different universe? What? It's just total bewilderment. And she continued. I'm sorry, but it was so funny and cringy.
Like 616, and I know he's 626, but all I got in my head was Lilo and Stitch
Yeah.
because he's
What's-
experiment 626.
What is 626 that you were talking about? The original one, the first one you said.
Well, no, I know that this is Universe 616. I know that,
Now, it's funny you say that.
but because they put it up on the screen and all. Sorry,
Yeah,
my hair's
it's funny you say that
yes.
because the Marvel comic universe is 616. So, are we, because we think this exists, and it explains some of the DC Marvel crossovers, there's a multiverse of multiverses.
Yes.
Could this be 616 from a different multiverse?
Well, no, it could be in the string of Marvel multiverses. There's 616.
Mhm.
There's 10,005. That's the Deadpool movie verse.
Which is
there's-
essentially the Fox X-Men.
Yep.
verse.
There's a whole bunch. Of
Well, there's,
different
I mean, look at What If. I mean, each one of those has got a bloody universal number. And
Yeah.
I'm not just I'm talking about the comic book series rather than. So the thing is, 616. Have they got it right? Is the Marvel Cinematic Universe actually 616, or is it the Marvel comic? Because they can't both be 616.
No. Marvel multiverse is like 99 something.
So why are they?
I mean,
saying,
they were like the sacred universe of 616.
yeah, the sacred timeline, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But 616 is the Marvel comics.
Well,
Yeah.
so they were the bad guys.
But they wouldn't be flashing up on screen otherwise.
There it is. 1999.99 is the cinematic universe.
That's
Oh,
not
so
a
they're
universe with a
lying to us,
barcode.
or widescreen isn't big enough for that number.
I'm just saying.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
I just don't think that you can trust guys who want to destroy universes as like picking something like this is the important one. To like they probably have nefarious purposes.
It's not quite like that, sadly. 616 has been named in different films. Indeed, if you look at Thor, The Dark World, Eric
Yeah, I didn't watch
Sundberg
that
is
one.
using shoes and whatever to explain the concept of the multiverse, and behind him on the blackboard, 616.
I just want to see incursions.
Well, yeah, that's going to start kicking off as well.
I need incursions. In
So the
my
question
life.
is, at the end of Secret Wars, are we going to get the one timeline? Because we know that in the comic book, Reed Franklin and the Molecule Man repopulated the multiverse, which is
Well,
pretty good day. Going.
pretty much Franklin and the Molecule Man. Let's face
Well,
it.
read
Reed's
through
just,
them.
Reed's just there because his kid got a D in history.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the new Fantastic Four movie.
That's supposed to be cool. It's supposed to be retro, set in the 60s.
A futuristic
So-
60s, if you know. So what
Yeah.
they thought in the 60s would be futuristic, which is just like the comics. That's good. Hang
Did
on.
you notice the Fantastic car in Deadpool?
Yes, the bathtub.
The bathtub.
Yeah, man, that was. Oh, I liked that.
That was
Sorry,
good. It was
geeking
different.
out. Yeah, man. I'm excited for the Marvel Universe again. Who knew?
Always dipped in and out of this because I go, oh, that looks fun. I'll watch that. Yeah, that
So
looks
you're a normal
depressing.
viewer.
Not interested.
That's brilliant, and that's why I value your input on this, because I want to see
Yeah,
what a normal
'cause we're
viewer would
geeks.
make of it.
Yeah.
You're normal.
I
Sorry.
good luck.
You'll notice I didn't confirm that.
Yes,
Okay, you're relatively normal.
relatively spectrum of possibly
You're
normal.
on the bubble. You're a mudblood.
Yes, yes.
Not not we.
I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. Thought it was great. Then was kind of annoyed that they undid it in the next movie.
But they did that in the comic books as well.
Yeah, well, they're wrong. They shouldn't.
There's a circle of life where the Norse gods are concerned.
I don't think they if you rescued characters and I got a happy ending with the characters, do not immediately turn around and destroy them at the beginning of the next film. I don't care what the comics did. That's depressing.
That didn't happen in the comics.
It's very annoying.
It didn't happen in the comics. I'm just
it's-
saying. So
Yeah,
there.
it's
Yeah.
very annoying. But I've picked it like Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite. I didn't see the last one, but I
It's
wasn't
all right.
really
I
in the
enjoyed it.
place to see the last one.
But, also, it's a bit hard on animal lovers.
Yes, this is what I
Yeah.
hear.
I found that very
I-
uncomfortable.
I'm
Which
very
is
fond of
ridiculous
the
'cause it's
Ant-Man films.
CGI.
Yeah, but they've established them as characters. I like Ant-Man because at the heart of it, it's about a guy who really likes his kid and wants to spend time with her and regrets the fact that he did bad things and now his ex-wife doesn't want to be with him anymore.
Well, his ex-wife understands now he's a hero and he's turning it around.
Now, yes, but originally, right? And I like a caper movie.
Capers
And
are
that's a-
fun.
A good caper.
That's a
We
great
like a good
caper.
caper. See, what I wanted them to do, I don't think he appeared in Ant-Man 3, but Lewis.
Yes.
Yes.
In Ant-Man 2, he gets given a shot of truth serum and they give him too much. So he says everything. That is how they should have basically done a trailer for Endgame. Just Louis
Yes.
babbling it all out. It's
Just saying
It's
everything that happened in
hilarious.
the Marvel Universe.
yeah.
You know what they could do is, I was watching these on Disney Plus with my nieces. They have a series of shorts on Disney Plus where Olaf the Snowman retells classic Disney movies.
Nice.
They're like 2.5 minutes, maybe a little longer than that, maybe 5. And he retells in Olaf style the whole movie of like The Lion King or whatever. Okay. If they did that with Louis, but had him retelling, give him a 5-minute short.
What they should have
And
done,
have him
put it at the
retell a
beginning of
film.
Endgame, like they did with Strax and the
Yes.
Doctor. Popcorn.
Yes. It would be-
screams.
Great. Because he's a fantastic character.
It's a great
yeah.
way of imparting information and keeping people's attention.
Yes.
I'm just really hoping Doom. I really want incursions. I cannot say this enough.
I'm wondering if we'll see a live action version of The Watcher in Doomsday.
Possibly. In Marvel, incursions are okay. I don't want to spoil it. So something happens that causes 2 alternate Earths to be destroyed.
Or one.
That sets off. There were 2.
Yeah, no, but not necessarily both. One either survives or both of them get destroyed.
No, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh, I
Two
apologize. I
originally got
apologize. Go on.
destroyed, and that set off a chain reaction where pretty much the string that all these alternate Earths were on, they started to collide with each other. Incursions are points on Earth where they're going to hit. So
Suddenly you look up
kind
and
of a
there's another
liminal
Earth in the
space
sky.
where you go in, you're standing on one and you see an Earth coming right at you.
Yeah.
Now if the two make contact, both are destroyed. But if you destroy one of them, the other Earth lives.
And boy, didn't that cause trouble.
And that started off a whole chain of events that everybody got.
Oh, anybody was
pissed off.
wondering about Kang? I'm pretty sure, and I really hope they do this, I'm pretty sure Doom just wiped him out.
I don't care about Kang.
Well,
Kang is lame.
just to keep, just to tie the loose ends up.
Kang is dangerous, but Kang is lame.
Yeah.
The red
Cross-time
Kangs or
Council-
the blue Kangs?
Exactly.
Build high for happiness. Listen to you. Anyway,
Cross-time Council of Kangs was stupid.
okay.
There's only one Kang, and he becomes Immortus after being the Scarlet Centurion and what's his name? Pharaoh Ramatat.
Who turned up first in the Fantastic Four?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And actually, his name is Nathaniel Richards. Any relation?
Yes,
Also,
he's a descendant of Reed's father.
There's a
Much
chance
like,
that Doom
what's his
might
name?
be a Kang. A
No.
particular Doom might be a Kang.
No,
Or a
no.
Kang might be a Doom. I can't remember.
What's the kid's name?
Which kid?
Dr. Doom's ward.
Oh, Christoph.
Christoph is actually Reed's half brother.
Oh my God, they did go deep with that. I just remember when they first introduced him. Okay,
Yeah.
shall we move on? So Lilibet can actually come back to us.
Sorry. We're having a geeky moment.
No, we're having a great time.
The second Doctor Who, maybe, I don't know. And his plucky girl assistants, James Robert McCrimmon and Zoe Herriot, land somewhere and a thing happens. I haven't had time to listen to Doctor Who and the Operation Werewolf, so we're going to turn round and go to Lilibet.
I'll be your World War II correspondent for this episode. So they they land in Normandy because he was hoping that it's
I haven't
1066.
heard it yet.
Well, this is the opening minutes. It will not hurt you. It is, in fact, still Normandy, but it is not 1066. A big giveaway is they have trains.
I'm just trying to think to myself, why would he want to go to 1066 Normandy? He knows what was going on then.
Yes, well, see, he thinks there have been lies
Chestnut.
told about invasions,
Chestnut.
and he wants to set the record straight.
Is he being a truther for the 1066 invasions?
Yes.
That was my
Yes.
favourite time of English history. We conquered them.
Well, you were being French for a bit.
We were part of the Duchy. We still are part of the Duchy of Normandy.
So, very quickly they realize that the appearance of trains and airplanes mean probably not
Oopsies.
in the right time period.
Oopsies.
And then there's parachutes, and then there's Nazis, and then they figure out where they are.
Right, okay, that sounds suspiciously... Ooh, I don't know. World War II Normandy?
Hmm.
And
And then it
Normandy
turns
and
out-
World War II. Not exactly
I do
the
like a
safest
Doctor Who
place to
story
be.
in World War II, I've got to admit.
And what would you expect from a Big Finish Doctor Who World War II story? You would expect a LOLO reference, and you in fact get one.
Excellent.
Only once?
Do they put Hitler in the cupboard?
Well, no, well, I've only heard one. I'm onto the second part of the story. Third part of the story, actually, I think.
Episode.
so far,
I'm sorry to drop it into these. It's just you turned around and said you'd only listened to one of the stories, and I thought, there must be more than one story on the CD. And
episode.
so this makes it difficult for you, and I do apologise.
That's okay. And it isn't. I listened to. I'm scanning through here. I'm partway through what would be disc 2, so the third part of the story. In fact, I'm 10 tracks in, so almost done with that part. I was listening today while I was finishing up my crochet. Well, doing my crochet. So
Sorry, just suddenly imagining the second Doctor and the 11th Doctor trying to do crochet together.
be a bit of a mess.
Oh man, chucking a cat and that's it.
So
From all appearances, the 8th Doctor can do knitting, though.
yes, absolutely.
We never saw proof of that, let's be fair.
He could do it in 4 minutes, apparently.
So
Yes.
he says.
Bring me knitting. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying that it's a companions get split up from the Doctor kind of story, as these often are, and then the companions themselves get separated. So then we have kind of 3 tracks that we're following. There's an element of, without spoiling too much, because I know this is a new release, there's an element of technology that shouldn't be on Earth at this point in time.
Gotcha.
So again, I haven't made it to the end, so I don't know quite why that technology is there yet. But there is, and of course, the Doctor gets mistaken for another Doctor.
Can I, That's the third time. Ah, yes, got it. Can I give you a little history about the story?
Sure.
Thank you. This was written by Douglas Canfield. Well, originally created by Douglas Canfield. I don't know if it got to script stages or not. They'll probably tell you in the extras.
Yes, they've stuck all the extras at the end in this one.
It was going to get made, I think, and then they realised it would be bloody difficult. I think. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain. All we know is it didn't get made. And remember, this is towards the end of the second Doctor's run, and all sorts of chaos was happening at that time. Show came very close to cancellation. Very close. I think the only reason it stayed was they didn't have anything else. So...
Sometimes entropy is our friend.
Yeah. So there's a historical thing for having that as an actual lost story.
Another thing that you will like about this,
Will I?
yes, is
Brian will be
that
the judge of that.
at the end of several of the episodes, they have several tracks that are music suites.
We'll see what the music's like. I tend not to listen to them. Sorry.
That's okay. I was enjoying it, but then I also went, oh, wait, I need to get through these. We're talking about them in an hour. Skip. But it is something that I very well could put on. It's very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
And nicely enjoyable.
Fair enough.
But
I might do that for the release that I'm going to review, because the music in that's quite good. Did you enjoy what you heard?
I did enjoy it, and I'm going to finish it.
How you doing with Michael Troutman's second Doctor?
Oh, I think he's fantastic.
Yeah?
He's fantastic. He's making the role his own, but it's
he's brought
it's
more
close
of his
enough.
dad's tones to it in further releases. I mean, didn't we do one last time around?
Yeah, we did. We did.
And it's a case of, you can hear his dad coming through more now. And I wonder if that's a decision him and the director made or not, you know?
It also, I mean, it's got to be weird for him. I mean, if somebody asked me to, like, mimic my mother in a
Big Finish love doing
production, it has to be weird as a human. You know, as the child of the person. It's both a tribute, but it has to be a little weird.
You see, I wish you would come into Hooverville, because we've got both Daisy Ashford and Sadie Miller. And I'd love to hear you ask that question. I'm not interviewing them, so...
Yeah,
I'm doing Chris Chapman and Jason Quinn,
excellent.
who I'm sure had an adventure series in the 60s.
But I enjoyed it. I definitely want to finish it. Sorry, I just heard what I think is a weather thing come through, so I'm looking on my phone.
Please do.
Quick. Oh, yeah, tornado watch.
So under tornado watch or tornado warning?
Watch.
Okay.
They've just extended it. It was, I think, originally extended to like 6, and they've extended it further.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be aware, will you? Be weather aware a little bit.
Well, that's I am, but
Try not to sleep through things.
Well, I do that too. I have to sleep.
So I mentioned no names there, Brian.
We slipped
I'm
through
just
the last
saying,
hurricane.
you know, I feel a little
hurricane.
called out here.
I slept through the hurricane.
Also, I'm kind of hoping, and I know I'm aware that this is selfish. I'm kind of hoping this cancels my having to go to meetings tomorrow. I'd really rather they turn it into I'd rather they turned it into the online component, and then I can just sit and watch the videos at the house and not have to drive.
You never know, because I mean it's still going to be bad no matter what happens tomorrow.
It may have passed us by that time tomorrow, but we'll see.
Reed Timmer is taking an interest in the possible tornadoes in Florida. I just thought you'd like to know that. The extreme meteorologist who's bound to get somebody killed one day. I mean, I like him, but he's very shouty, but I worry about the risks he takes. I really do. Anyway.
Hey, play dumb games, get dumb answers, okay?
That's a good way of putting that. I like that. Basically, fuck around and find out.
Exactly.
Shall I do Goth Opera?
Yes, tell us about Goth
please.
Opera.
I've been curious about this one.
Okay. A long,
really
long time ago, back when I was young and fandom was in control of Doctor Who, they had a series of books called The Virgin New Adventures, which were wonderful. I mean, there's a couple of naff ones, The Pit, but they were brilliant. Continuing Adventures of the Seventh Doctor, explaining the Cartmel Master Plan, all that sort of stuff. And they were for adults. You know, it's a case of the audience is growing up. So let's pitch the books to them. They're probably going to be the only people buying them anyway. So that's what they did. Now, they were successful. And a couple of years later, maybe more, 3 years later, Virgin said, these are going well. Let's have a second range. And these were going to be more like the TV series. They were just bigger adventures of the classic Doctors. And these were called the Doctor Who Missing Adventures. Some glorious artwork covers. The very first one of these was a tie-in with a Terrance Dicks book called Blood Harvest. It's a very loose tie-in, but the point was to link the two ranges somehow. This is missing from the actual audio because obviously they've had to cut down a couple of things. But at the end of Blood Harvest, a vampire from the vampire planet in East Base stows away aboard on the TARDIS, ends up being in bootleg America in Chicago, and he's left because the Seventh Doctor knows that the Fifth Doctor dealt with him. Meanwhile, on Gallifrey, Romana bumps into a time lady called Wrath, and this same thing gets printed in both books. That's the big link. So, a fifth Doctor Who. and his plucky girl assistants Tegan Dranker and Nissa Traken are, I think, in Australia, and the Doctor's playing cricket. He's having a whale of
He
a
is.
time. Tegan hates cricket.
course
Nissa
she
doesn't
does.
understand cricket.
But I bet Nissa likes cake.
That was Adric, surely.
Well, yes, but who wouldn't like cake?
No, that's fair. She's
Yeah.
still a bit prim and proper. She'd be worried about getting crumbs. I'm just saying. Anyway, this goes back to the hotel and gets bitten by a vampire.
Like you do.
Now,
As
in the
happens
book,
in
it
Australia.
was one of the more horrifying things because it was actually a baby vampire that just floated along and took her blood. And she starts to turn into a vampire herself. In the meantime, Rueth has turned up in Manchester, and she's getting all the local vampires. She knows all the ancient knowledge because she studied it on Gallifrey, and she wants to bring this vampire, Yavrin, because he's going to be the vampire messiah according to these texts. And basically,
Is
what
that
you-
anything like Marvel Jesus?
no,
Okay.
he doesn't
Good
swear. Excuse me a second. My dog is strange. So that's the stage set. The Doctor has to find out that Nis has been bitten, and that doesn't happen for a while. But he knows that it was vampires that attacked them, so they go to Manchester, and they get involved with a religious group who are there to save the sinners, not realising that the people they're after are vampires. They feature in Rueth's plans because it's not Yavin. To be honest with you, Yavin's a bit thick. It's all Rueth. It was a contemporary of the Doctor in Gallifrey. In fact, there's a chance they might have been more than contemporaries, if you know what I mean. Now imagine Bill Hartnell, and we'll say no more. Actually, it does make me think about the Timeless Child, because we've got people who've referenced the Doctor being at the Academy. So did they regress the Doctor all the way back to childhood? Wipe his brain. Anyway, the book, like I say, is certainly a little bit nastier. And there are things cut from the audio, I think more for timing's sake than anything else. Though, like I say, they did change the baby. Got rid of the baby. I think that may have been an idea a bit too much. This is a really good adaptation of the book. It really is. I enjoyed it. And it had such a different feel to your normal Fifth Doctor story. This one felt grounded. It felt real. Talking of the music, I really enjoyed the incidental music in it. A lot of it was very subtle and just used the bass line, the Doctor Who bass line, or referencing it. Yeah, it was... I recommend Goth Opera. Go and get it once the site's up. I think the site's back up. Yeah, Goth Opera's a good one, and I wish they'd do more. I wish they'd do Blood Harvest. So you got the link in. That would be fun, because you'd have Benny, you'd have Romana, you'd have Ace. You know? It would be good shit. It'd be good times.
Okay.
Benny and Romana together. Oh, God. Benny doesn't like her because she thinks she's a posh, hossy woman.
Is it?
Which is quite funny.
Right.
Whereas Romana thinks Benny's a drunk. Ace, in the meantime, is in Bootleg Americas in Chicago. The Doctor's opened up a illegal drinking establishment called Doc's Place, and Ace is his gun mole. And Al Capone's involved, which is nice. Yeah, I do know this period of Doctor Who far too well. It's my favourite period of Doctor Who. I know that sounds ridiculous. Books are my favourite period of Doctor Who, but... yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so go get it. Right, this is where I sit down, take a break. And Brian and Lilibet, who's just there, look.
Slightly distracted.
Oh, Brian's down there. Look, in case you were confused about which one was which, that's Brian down
That's
there.
Brian right there.
So I've got my work email up because there's a possibility that the meeting I might have to go to tomorrow is canceled because they've canceled other ones.
You're like a kid waiting for a snow day.
I am. That's exactly it.
I love
I don't
it.
want anybody to get hurt. I don't want this storm to hurt people. It's predicted to bring a lot of rain and cause a lot of problems in South Carolina. I would like to not have to drive to a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning and sit in classrooms all day. I would prefer to do a couple of videos online, learn some things, probably not learn anything new. I've been doing this for a while. And then actually be able to get some productive work done.
The West Coast is on fire. Brian showed it to me, showed me a map of all the fires. The West Coast is burning.
It does that this time of year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you don't sweep the
it's-
forest floor.
It's frightening how we've gotten used to that, though.
It is.
Yeah, but
and the
California
thing is, all
is
these
naturally
fires,
supposed to be on fire on a
yeah, I
quasi-regular
mean, it's all there.
basis.
It's lightning strikes
Yeah.
that set it off. But the trouble
problem
is, all
is
the
people
smoke
live
is
there.
not helping.
And the fire hurts people
Not to mention, all the wildlife that are dying.
and the wildlife.
That's the bit that
Yes.
really hurts me.
Uh,
Anyway, I'm sorry to have brought that up now. I'm feeling really bad.
How dare you?
Well, quite. The next Big Finish, no idea what's coming out. Death World was supposed to be out, but that's been delayed. So I have no idea what's happening with Big Finish. So we'll find out next time, everyone.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, the Tomorrow People.
the tomorrow people.
Dun, dun,
Where did I put my
dun,
box
dun.
set? It's really annoying me because I wanted to see this one. What's the next one, Brian?
The next one is the new season. Next season.
Series 4.
Series 4.
No, Series 3.
Oh, no. Series 3.
So they introduced Tyso.
Yeah, Secret Weapon.
Oh, that's a hard one.
We're
Yeah.
dealing with the Russians.
Colonel Masters is back.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the first time Colonel Masters is there. I've really got to find that DVD box set.
So,
I do want to join
We
in on
watched the Doomsday Man for
Yeah, go
tomorrow.
on.
We did. I even watched it recently, like yesterday.
this. Hooray!
I was watching it before this.
I watched it on
Didn't
original
finish
transmission in the 70s.
I watched it on Nickelodeon in the 80s.
Apparently, now you might be able to correct me on this, Roger Price, the guy who created the Tomorrow People, actually created Nickelodeon.
No, he created You Can't Do That on Television, which was on Nickelodeon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that was refreshingly minus the disco clothes.
Oh, no, not really. There was plenty of disco clothes.
It's close enough. It was safer.
I mean, it was the 80s by then.
Yeah, everybody
But-
was
Kung Fu Fighting.
weird.
Getting slime dumped on their heads.
Yeah, I never
water.
liked that.
And water.
in water and
Yeah.
going to bars.
Cheap slapstick like that. That's cheap laughs. Even for
It's for
children.
kids.
cheap. Yeah, but even then, you can be intelligent with kids.
This was not designed to be intelligent. Not
There was
tomorrow.
no
That's my
intelligent
There-
design behind
You Can't Do
this.
That on Television was not intelligent. It was. It was skit
Anarchy.
comedy,
It was
Yes.
zany.
zany skit comedy. Some stuff lands, a lot doesn't.
What's the comedy?
Um,
what's
loved
the
it at
one
the time.
where you've got someone? I think she's at high school or college or something like that. It's, I squish you with my fingers.
Oh gosh.
That was Kids in the Hall.
The original Kids in the Hall.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
'Cause that was a
And I
series of
loved Kids in
sketches,
the Hall
wasn't it?
too.
I
That's
crush you.
Yes.
Crush your head.
Very
Um,
interesting. I just want to see more of this American comedy.
No.
So
That's really
Steven,
going back.
Steven in this one is basically a red-shirted ensign who gets sent on a mission.
The thing is, he's good at it.
He's good at it. And then you have John, who sits in the station thing and just chooses the wrong answer every time.
Did you say that last time round, Brian, or did Eddie say it?
I'm not sure,
We've
but
done the
it's
Tomorrow People
definitely the general gist of this.
Okay.
affair.
John is always wrong.
I do
John
seem
is
to
wrong.
remember that. I do seem to remember that.
Steven, however, knows how to fence.
Apparently, this whole time he's been junior fencing champion.
Yeah.
We've never seen it before.
We've had no cause to.
There are tons of times he could have been useful.
And
Roman?
Roger Price continues his creepiness with young boys by saying you're not allowed to wear underwear under your kilts.
Yeah, when that was coming up, I was like, oh, okay, funny joke. And then they kept going with it.
Oh, I've read something like that. A novelization, maybe not a novelization of this per se, but essentially the same story where basically he has to go and keep an eye on the scientist's son at a Scottish school. Is that ringing bells?
Yeah,
Yes. He's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
scientist, but
It's
yes,
in the,
a general.
It's in the
A
Tomorrow
general's
People book,
grandson.
4
Yes.
into 3. Sorry,
This
3
is
into
because,
3. Apologies. 3 and
old
3.
white men always want to choose war.
They
Yeah, I
be
watched the
fighting
news
you.
as well.
Yeah.
If anybody can guess what
I
the
mean,
first half of Lilibet's sentence
Their
was.
plan is dumb,
Their plan is very dumb.
and they're bad at being a secret society.
Because everybody knows who they are.
Well, and not
Oh,
only
we're gonna
that,
watch
like,
this.
okay, random kid turns up. No, it's not play. It's played like serious. Like we should be. Obviously, their investigation has been so good, they've got him in. But okay, random kid turns up at school day one, ingratiates himself with bully kid who he's supposed to be keeping an eye on by being hazed. And then when he puts himself back into the Tomorrow People hub, John's like, no, go back there and take your hazing like a man. And then he's like, well, it wasn't so bad, whatever. And the bully kid is like, okay, cool, you're in the cool kid club.
We're going to induct you into our secret society.
And then it turned into the film If.
And then they do a little fighting with swords for no reason. That's never repeated. They don't learn anything at this school. They never go to class.
They're
Steven
just
disappears
continually doing the course.
They just do sports all the time. And they don't wear kilts for that.
Thank God.
Thank God.
But Steven disappears for hours and hours and hours, and they do, like, the kids are like, hey, where were you? And he's like, I was off doing a thing.
I was exploring.
Okay, I mean, sure, but don't you have class?
Why do you look remarkably well fed when the rest of us are
They're
starving?
starving because they feed them terrible food.
So to basically, Stephen John's back to the lab to have some of Tim's cooking.
Yes.
No, he has pizza.
Yeah, they
Orders a
order pizza.
to
Yeah.
the lab.
Wow. What?
I'm sure
Top
they got
secret
delivery.
base then.
Yes, very hush
Yeah.
hush. They have a sign and everything.
Secret
Deliver
base
pizza
is
here.
Wait
there.
till they take the Prime Minister there.
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
going to happen
Yeah, in this
very
one,
soon.
they rescue a scientist or an astronaut who's going to die, it was outside on a space thing and ended up drifting away without his tether. And John's like, well, things be happening, yo. And Elizabeth,
Sorry,
it's
I'm trying
Elizabeth,
to
right?
imagine Nicholas Young saying it like that. Just give me a second.
I would
No, I
pay
can't.
money for Nicholas Young to say it like
He
that.
turned up in the modern remake of The Tomorrow People as a different character. As an old
Probably.
scientist bloke. Anyway, carry on, sorry.
She's like, you can't just let people die. We've got special powers. I mean, you've shown me no evidence of them this whole episode, but presumably we have special powers for a reason.
This is Elizabeth.
Nobody's. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't come out and say it, but, like, who's gonna notice that you rescued the guy from space?
Well, it
right?
could be a fixed point in time.
No.
No.
So,
Spontaneous history, not one line.
first. Whatever. First, so they rescue the astronaut guy and they bring him into the base. But they haven't thought this through. They could have just, like, jaunted him back into the spaceship and said, oh, I got through an airlock somehow. Like, right? But no. Then they bring the horrible little oiks from the school into the base and brainwash them, which again, Elizabeth
honestly
makes a
don't-
protest about. And the astronaut makes a protest about. I will give the astronaut, mad props for this being when it was and not making that a racist caricature.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, the bar is low.
Yes, especially in its early 70s.
Yeah.
But I've been watching some whodunits, and
Cringy?
I like the show, but anytime they have a character who's Japanese or Chinese,
There's it's interesting. Pertwee didn't host the first series. That was Ed.
Yes.
Well, Ewell Wuwar from Callan. You don't know Callan, right? Suddenly Pertwee's hosting the show himself, and I do wonder if it's a case of, go on, let me do it. I've just come out of Doctor Who. Let me do it.
he absolutely twinkles in the show.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
lovely in the show. But
I mean, we used to watch it, and he'd sit at the end doing this, and I used to think, that's a W for who? I was very little, okay?
Uh-huh.
um,
We'll all swear to it.
I was only about
Even
7.
when questioned
6.
separately.
so this the scientist, I keep calling him scientist, the astronaut, the portrayal is actually respectful.
Good grief.
He's actually from China. He's a international United Nations delegate on the International Space Station. The problem with the space station is that they are called Damocles, and they are literally a Damocles sword hanging over the planet,
Lowe's.
where
Oops.
basically y'all get along or we're blowing y'all up. Figure it out.
Now, I quite like that idea.
It's not a bad plan.
It's not bad.
I mean, the thing is, it's
It's got its
dictatorship
points.
at the end of a gun. And do the ends justify the means?
Oh,
you
the
know,
ends are
right
almost
now
always
I
just
would
by
vote
the
for
means.
Doctor Doom.
I'll talk to Sinister. He's got a nuclear. Oh no, no, Sinister's is land-based, I think. No, our Mr. Debringer has orbital nuclear platforms. I'll have a word
That's
with him
fine,
down
all
at
men
Freelance
are on Mars.
Peacekeeper. Freelance. Oh, careful. I think Sinister's at war with Mars.
Why do you think all men are on Mars?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, stay out of Caledonia.
Can't remember if it was Mars or the Moon he's at war with. I'm gonna have
We'll
to
have
check.
to ask.
No, I'm gonna have to check. Did you enjoy this one?
I
Did you enjoy it for the right reasons, or did you enjoy it for the wrong reasons?
I probably enjoyed it for the wrong reasons.
But
But
it's enjoyment.
it was a little too long, and the villains were dumb.
Yeah,
Yes.
you'll find that out a lot. Next season, to be fair, there's some very smart villains.
There are some very smart villains.
But
These villains were
on
not
the
smart.
whole, they're a rarity.
And they did have one smart idea. The one smart idea was, okay, the big bad guy, the general guy, is gonna be on the space station. The military and the world is going to try to pressure him not to do the thing he wants to do. They're going to try and use his grandson as leverage. So we will fake a kidnapping in public, and then they won't be able to get to him. They hired complete dummies to do this.
Oh, Chris and Gingerback.
Chris is back. He's useless in this episode. Maybe he's the guy who goes and gets the pizza.
He gets replaced, by the way.
There you go. He's the one who got the pizza for Steven.
Genius.
He does nothing except
Oh, that's all
answer
right then. So
questions.
Domino's don't know about the base. Someone who already knows about the base got the pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Why
think
didn't
so.
he just ask Tim?
And plus, it's London pizza. Come on. It's not real.
Why didn't he just ask Tim? Have you had
Uh,
London pizza? The pizza over here, you taste it and go, oh my god.
Probably. That's why I'm like, it's London pizza.
Also, Tim is not the brightest of bulbs in this episode.
No,
Did
for
they
a
not change them?
supercomputer, he's not very computing.
And they keep cutting him off. He's like, here's my expository explanation of this guy and all the stuff. And he was born in 1910. Like, that's relevant to anything with the guy. And Yeah, he's like the well, it doesn't matter. What matters is he's the head of the secret society that wants to continue war. Like that's what matters. I don't need his biography. Um. Also, I went 1910. How old is he? And then I remembered when this was made and went, oh, he's like a guy in his like 60s.
Yep.
And then that is the other thing that made me laugh. He shows up on the space shuttle to go to this international space mission thing. That guy? They let that guy,
The thing
looking
is,
like he does, sneak aboard, and nobody went, why is there a 60-year-old heavy-set guy on the space shuttle?
I can tell you though, it did its job because I was that child watching it hooked. I was hooked on the Tomorrow People. I didn't notice these
Everyone
things.
was.
I mean, I did notice in the later episodes, apart from the fact that I was growing up, I did notice, oh God, it's got a bit silly and a bit awful. But I still liked
Mike.
it. No, this is later on. Mike initially was all right, though I did resent him
No,
replacing Stephen.
Yes, I didn't
anyway.
like that.
So you did enjoy it, I suppose. And next week's is the Deadliest Weapon or the Darkest Dangerous
Secret weapon.
Secret Weapon. There we go. So I think Colonel Masters is going to make an entrance. That's Trevor Bannister from Are You Being Served?
Oh, yes.
And it starts a story arc, a very mild story arc. But there is linkage in this season.
And then this season, the new season finishes off with The Revenge of Jedediah.
Which is my
Oh,
favorite.
not again.
My
Oh,
favorite.
Jedediah keeps coming back. He's like
No, this is the last
personal-
time.
Not like Steven's personal villain.
This is the last time. Yeah,
Don't you think
it's
he
my
got
favorite.
tired?
It's my. He's a robot. He doesn't get tired, or is he?
Yeah, he's immortal.
Yeah, no. I deeply remember watching the Slaves of the Revenge of Jedediah, and that ending, and it's my favorite Tomorrow People story. Yes, it has its faults. It's got Jedediah in it, but
Very silly
and it's
looking
back to
robot.
Francis de Wolf as Jedediah as well. And they got
Yeah.
rid of the guy from the second story. Anyway, moving on. So yeah. So next time round, we didn't decide on Scream. You're going to sort Scream of the Schalker out, are you?
Yeah, I'll see what I can
Sent
do.
a link. Did you? If you look in general, that at least part 1 works. I haven't tried any of the others.
I'm surprised
Don't
they've
worry.
taken that down. I mean, it is out on DVD, but it's the Lost Years DVD.
I may be able to find it. I don't know.
I may have the
Can you-
DVD kicking
Can
around.
you let me
I have
know in
quite a few.
advance so I can change things up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me.
Go for the Curse of Fatal Death. That's a Ninth Doctor story,
That one's fun too.
and that one you can watch on YouTube. By the way,
There we go. I put it in general. For us.
Okay, well, I can't do that now. But you know, we have actually been going nearly 2 hours.
Yeah.
It amazes me sometimes. I think, oh, I'm going to need a short one.
It was
2
our
hours later.
impromptu review of Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's what it was.
That's what it
coming
was.
here
Yes.
well,
through
I
the
mean,
Marvel
let's
universe.
face it. It is like major geek time during the summer, because this weekend not only is Deadpool and Wolverine out, but so is Gen Con. And we just had SDCC last week, so Gen Con's a major gaming convention in America.
I know they've just had a big Star Trek convention as well.
yeah,
Yes.
where didn't they announce something? Oh, Orville's coming back.
Yeah, season 4 of the Orville.
Season 4 begins filming next year.
Trying to work out if I've seen season 3. Because season 2
It's on
is
Disney.
when the robots take over. Season 3, I'm not so certain. I don't
Season
know.
3 is the latest one.
Yeah, but I can't remember if I've seen it or not. I'd need to know
Hmm.
what happens to be able to, and I couldn't tell you which platform it's on either. Right then, so
Disney.
yeah, a Doctor Who story of some description next time round. Big Finish of some description next time round, and Secret Weapon from the Tomorrow People.
Secret Weapon.
Yeah, and
Tomorrow.
Christ knows what else. Who knows?
Yes.
Tune in; it's a mystery.
We'll do something.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You never. And hang on, 2 weeks. Okay, because I've got Hooverville coming up. That's
In September,
no, it's not. It's at the end of August.
which is September.
Is this more of your American timekeeping?
Yes.
Okay.
2 weeks would be the 18th.
All right. Okay. So
Hooverville is not until I believe the 8th of September.
bear with. Let me look. Hooverville 15. There we go. Excuse me.
How dare you, young lady?
I was right and you were wrong. I was right and you were wrong.
When is it?
31st August.
Okay, so it's Labor Day weekend.
Don't wear white after it. Just
Fuck you.
repeating what Niles says.
I'm just saying that's racist.
Wow, that took a turn. Goodness me. Thank you both. I needed this. Thank you. I really
Yes,
enjoyed
this was
it.
fun.
I've had a very pleasant weekend, thanks to my friends. That's cool.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Now fuck off. Dear, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Hopefully we'll be here in 2 weeks' time. Depends what happens in the world. Oh, fuck off, Malware Bites.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
We didn't start John Levine. He was always burning since the world was turning.